Come on now. Yeah. It's us against everybody fool. Nothing but the bulls. Nothing but the bulls. It's us against everybody. Y'all should know the rules. Nothing but the bulls. Nothing but the bulls. Live from the madhouse on Madison, between Dailyn and Ashland. You see a team of warriors in black with red with some white accents, ready for action. For any set of 18 ballers claiming they active, y'all better ask them LA boys what really happened. It don't matter home or away, we catching y'all lacking. Why you laughing? Think it's all get easy. We send Josh from half court to get busy. We rise quickly because our city never cower. Be like trading family tree and send us all our flowers. Send them to the locker room, crying in the shower. The way we pull it up, section 25th hours. It's us against everybody. We the crown jewel. Nothing but the bulls. Nothing but the bulls.
Don Jones, Eric Briscoe, baby.
What's up, Bulls Nation? Welcome to a brand new episode of Nothing But Bull. Real fans, all bulls, no bullshit. I'm your host, Young Jordan. And man, in that co-host spot is my brother John and SeeRed. Together we are the Bulls Bros. John, what's going on, man?
From North Carolina, at forward, 6'10", Caleb Wilson. I got the Caleb Wilson fever, baby. I got it.
Hey, you have it, I have it. I think all the Bulls Nation has it. It definitely looks like we have a brand new star with Caleb Wilson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. We haven't had this feeling since Derrick Rose back in 2008. The Summer League, we never really make a big deal out of the Summer League. You've seen a lot of guys that really didn't do much in the NBA have good Summer Leagues, but this was just a different level. Like, Caleb Wilson was bringing the stars out. He was the talk of the camp. He was the talk of Vegas, from a basketball standpoint. He's got the NBA world buzzing right now. You go on YouTube and you could see, superstars, legends, commentators from other markets, national commentators. Tim Legler himself even said. Tim Legler, the voice on, ESPN, he called the NBA Finals. He said he's got what it takes to be the defender of the caliber of Kevin Garnett with the offensive repertoire of Kevin Durant, which would make him among the greatest of all time. Like, this isn't coming from a local broadcaster, This is coming from ESPN. So it's different. It definitely hits different. And we got a lot of great things to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Kevin Garnett, he pulled up to the Bulls Summer League game and, told the sideline reporters, I'm the big ticket, so I came to see the little ticket, since he's been hearing the comparisons with Caleb Wilson being compared to KG. So KG pulled up to see him play. I know a lot of people in Bulls Nation are not fond of that little ticket and are refusing to call him the little ticket because it pretty much diminishes what Caleb can be. He's not KG, he's not KD, he's Caleb Wilson.
He's C-Dub. He's C-Dub. KD, we got KG, we got KD, and now we've got C-Dub. So, but you gotta, whether if you like it or not, whether if you like the moniker of little ticket, you gotta love the fact that that's coming from arguably the greatest power forward of all time. I mean, you can make that argument. If you put Kevin Garnett on those San Antonio Spurs teams, would they still win 5 championships? Absolutely, if not more.
Yeah, so, I mean, fair point. If he's not number one, he's definitely like number 2 under
Tim Duncan, right? But different circumstances, different systems. Minnesota's never been a basketball haven like San Antonio has become since Greg Popovich took over in the late 90s. So anyway, that's another argument for another day. KG's my guy. He's my favorite power forward of all time, right there with Rodman. So even though we don't like the little ticket as a moniker, the fact that it's coming from KG and the fact that he came out there to see him play in a summer league game speaks volumes.
Yeah. So Chris in the chat says, I have no doubt this kid will become an amazing player. He does give me a little Paul George in KG. But yeah, he's C-Dub.
He's C-Dub. Okay, Paul George. That's the first time I've seen Paul George. If he's Paul George from the PG-13 Pacers days, I'll take it. Right?
Yeah. not wash Paul George.
Right. Not Paul George from the Sixers getting traded to the Celtics, Paul George.
Yeah, but hey, like you said, Summer League, he has all the buzz. We're getting national media cover on Caleb. Like I said, legends like KG pulled up to see him, even though you can't really put stock in Summer League, but you can just see how he performed, and with how it's been touted that this draft class, the top 4, was like generational talent.
Yes.
And yeah, he's going to be a major player with the Bulls for years to come. But on the flip side, we got to talk about some other Bulls players in that summer league, mainly our number 15 pick in Dailyn Swain and our pick last season and Noah Essengue, who did not have nearly as an impressive performance as Caleb.
No. They both showed that, they've got a long way to go. In my opinion, Noah was more disappointing than Swain, even though he probably played a little bit better. But just the fact that he's had full season. Now, granted, he was injured for the majority of it, but he spent a lot of time in the G League, which is the same caliber of talent as the Summer League. And for the fact that Coach Splitter decided to bench him in the second half of, I believe, the second game, that tells you something. Like, hey, I need more. I need more from you, And he's right. I give kudos to Thiago for that. He needs to hold the guys accountable, and he's going to do just that. He's proven that. So I think Noah's still, if he is going to be someone that's going to contribute, he's going to be a guy that comes in and gives you some defensive stops, maybe a little bit of rebounding. He's definitely a little bit too skinny still, needs to add some muscle, and he's very clumsy with the ball. When he's coming into defensive stance with, dribbling towards a couple of defenders, maybe double teamed or defended well, he stumbles. He did that a couple times. So he's got to work on his game. He's got a long way to go. And Thiago even said that, before Summer League started. He mentioned that Noah's got a long way to go. And that's basically all he said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you're like, we drafted him when he was 18, I believe.
That's right. He was 18. He's 19 now. He's younger than Caleb Wilson. He's the youngest player on the team.
Yeah. And, he had that shoulder injury.
That's right.
Couldn't really do any lifting in the weight room because of that shoulder. He just started playing 5-on-5 again, right before Summer League started. So you got to keep that in mind with him, that he's young. He wasn't able to work out over the summer, get stronger. And, he just started playing basketball again off of that injured shoulder.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's definitely still raw. Has a long way to go. Maybe he's 2 years away from being 2 years away.
That's right. And he's still growing.
Yeah.
He's still growing. He went from 6'9" to 6'11"?
Yep.
So, does he have potential? Yes. Are we going to see it within the next year? I doubt it. We'll probably see him playing in the G League for the Windy City Bulls more so than the Chicago Bulls. And if that's what it takes to get him to where he needs to go and progress in the future, that's what the Windy City Bulls is for. And, if you want to go and talk about Swain now, it was disappointing. He had a very poor performance offensively, particularly. He was rebounding the ball well. He had a game where he had nine rebounds, but he shot the ball. He was 0 of 9 from the field. So he's, the effort is there. He definitely puts the effort out. But I think he's got an issue with nervousness. If you're nervous playing against G League caliber players, whether if it's summer league or not. I mean, I know it's his introduction to the NBA. It's probably going to take him a little longer than we anticipated to bring him along. You know, the first thought was maybe even bring him in before we signed Norman Powell. He might be our starting shooting guard. At this point, I don't even know if he can be our second string shooting guard. We might have to find someone. We might have him. We might have him with Jalen Sellers. We might have him with Odwell, or we might have to look for someone to fill in with that last spot that we have. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, he's definitely like playing in his head.
Yeah,
you can just see like he's thinking too much out there.
yes,
And when you think too much, it leads to mistakes because you should be just reacting when you're out on the basketball court. I think it came with a combination of giving him the ball more, and the first couple games they started him as a point guard, and that's not really what his role was in college. He's more of a slasher. He's a connective passer, but as far as handling the ball as a point guard, that was something new to him. And point guard is the hardest position to learn in the NBA. He was getting to the basket, which is his strength. He just was not finishing. Like nothing would drop for him.
Nothing would drop.
That's what further lead to him being in his head. Like I'm doing what I normally do. I'm getting to the basket. These are my shots, and they're not going in. So that definitely like played with his confidence. Hopefully, like a training camp, and he'll probably get some action in preseason, which would should be able to help him. Hopefully, if he sees the ball go in a few times, maybe he'll look more ready. Like Noah, I expect him to spend a lot of time with the G League, especially to start the season.
Definitely.
But I'm definitely not writing Swain off. I know a lot of people are because of how Cameron Carr was performing in the G League. Summer League. But he was more in a role that was comfortable to him, like what he played in college. He was just going out there and trying to score, catch and shoot. Like that was what he's used to. Swain was able to learn a whole new position. So I don't think you base it off of summer league games. Cameron Carr could not do good in the NBA level.
Oh, yeah. How many players have we seen beast in the summer league and then go on to barely crack the NBA roster of any roster? Antonio Blakeney is a guy, a former Bull. He's a great example of that. He looked like Derrick Rose, in the summer league. And then he goes to the Bulls and it's like, okay, he was decent, but I don't think he made it past 2 years. So
everybody knows what I've had beef with in that regards was Carlik Jones.
Oh, yeah, Carlik Jones. My goodness. Yeah. Boy, I forgot about him. He was he was the G League MVP, I believe.
MVP, I think, like top scorer. And I was just like, no, this dude cannot play at an NBA level. And
exactly.
People were like, oh, but he did this in the G League. I'm like, bro, that's the G League. Like,
well, and just remember too,
NBA player.
We've had players like Jimmer Fredette average 30 points a game in the summer league. Jimmer Fredette, what was he in the NBA? Great college player, great summer league player, not an NBA player. And we're not throwing shade at Cameron Carr, but what we're saying is what we saw with the summer league. It's you can't blow it out of proportion. And we're not really doing that with Caleb Wilson either. But with Caleb, we see something that no other player in the NBA. Just his persona, he wants to prove to everybody he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy. You guys chose them over me, and I'm going to prove to you that you made a big mistake. And by the way, I'm going to play every game while you're sitting on the bench at your choice. Caleb is saying all the right things. Caleb, to me, is the ultimate fan, Chicago Bulls fan, trapped inside a very athletic 6'10" body that can be one of the greats. And he wants to play for the Bulls. Like he knows how to speak like a Bulls fan. Like when he grabbed the mic and he said, after that game, the one game that we won. Saying Jalen Sellers? Jalen Sellers and Toby Owaka saved my life. Or was it Altwell? I can't remember who. But they saved his life because they won. And then he said, "Go Bulls!"
Yeah. The Bulls posted like his top 10 plays from Summer League, and he retweeted and said, "Learned a lot, SeeRed."
Yeah. Learned a lot, SeeRed, exactly. And that's what he said when he got drafted. Didn't he say it's time to SeeRed?
Yep.
So, he knows what it's like. You could tell he was a Bulls fan for sure. And he knows how to communicate with Bulls Nation. And we're going to love him for it. But what we're saying is, he scored 35 points in the first game, 7 of 11 threes, scored as many threes in his first game as he did in his whole entire freshman season at UNC. Yeah, that's great. But you know what? That's Summer League. Are we going to see that next year? Probably not. We're not going to see him have 7 threes. If we do, that's great. But the fact that it came against that lower level competition, probably won't see it. But if we do, that's great. But yeah, just a lot to look forward to with him.
I mean, we could see it. He showed that he has it.
He does have it.
And that was the knock on him. Why he came at 4. I mean, he said, no, he can't shoot threes. And he said, no, I can shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It just was not my role.
That's right.
And I'm glad it wasn't my role, because if I was hitting threes like this in college, I probably wouldn't be on the Bulls because he would have gone higher. And I'm sure with Caleb's confidence, he feels he would have went number 1. And we're just glad that he did not go number 1 and that he's a Bull, and it's clearly where he wanted to be. So, with his game, of course, we're not be like, oh, he's going to come out and average 25 a game and all this next season. No. But even with the stuff he has to work on, which are like tightening up his handles and his free throw shooting, he's shown all the tools on defense and offense that he can be a great NBA level player.
Oh, no doubt about it. What I'm trying to say is, if he doesn't have a game where he's scoring 7 threes in a game, or if he doesn't even hit the 35-point mark in his rookie season, don't go, hey man, it was Summer League. He obviously he will at some point. He might be brought along slowly. I doubt he will. He might grab the bull by the horns and really beast through. We don't know. We don't know. Because we haven't seen him play with Modest and Josh Giddey and Norman Powell and, Nick Claxton, Jalen Smith. So, Leonard Miller. Can't wait for preseason. I'm normally not too excited about preseason, but this time I'm really hyped. Can't wait for preseason to come so we can really see them all together. But with Dailyn Swain, I wouldn't be too upset or too nervous with his performance. He did have butterflies in his stomach. He's got that, but he can get through that. It's a learning experience for him. He will no longer be the primary ball handler. If anything, he might be a secondary ball handler. The secondary. He's either slashing to the hoop, maybe passing off as he gets double teamed or defended well. But he won't be the guy bringing up the ball. It'll be Josh Giddey. It'll be, it'll be Trey Jones. We're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, that would be more of a comfortable role for him. Like he had that nice pass as Caleb was cutting. So he's more of a connective passer.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say about Caleb Wilson that I love. If he fumbled the ball, bringing the ball up the court, he showed so much aggression going back. And 3 times he actually rejected a layup going up or stole the ball or swiped it away. So he's got that. John Wall called it. He was about 10 feet away from the guy. He had just gotten his pocket picked. And John Wall says, man, that guy's about to block the shot. Bam! Slap. That was the first slap, baby. That was the very beginning of slap. That was slap being baptized into Bulls Nation. Right there. That was it. Slap.
I mean, hopefully we're going to see a lot more slap.
We will.
That's what Bryson Graham is like, giving the moniker to what he wants this team to have. And speaking of BG, Jamal Collier of ESPN wrote an article detailing the terrorism that Acme brought upon this organization. It just the contrast to like what it is with how BG is starting to run this front office. He talked about how with AK, the staffers would find out the moves the Bulls made from ESPN alerts from Shams and stuff like that. And they're like, whoa, wait, we didn't talk about all of this.
Yeah. And
it's like they were asking for opinions and not using them because they like already had their minds made up. And it went as far as saying how, it took them 3 to 4 years to come to the conclusion that Patrick Williams was not the next Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, so that was a problem, and that was the big difference between, Taliban AK and Bryson Graham. Taliban AK, everybody, all his advisors, everybody, I'm sure Mark Eversley as well, back in the draft, 2020 draft, we got Patrick Williams at number 4. Everybody wanted Tyrese Halliburton, everybody, except for AK. Yeah. AK said, no, he's going to be the next Kawhi Leonard, and he's my guy, and that's who I'm going with. And, it's my way or the highway. If you don't agree with me, you're out of here. Peter Patton's a guy to show for that. And he went and became the shooting coach of the Knicks, and look, he just won a championship. Good for him, good for him. But the difference between AK and that mentality that he had and BG, and this was so refreshing to hear as a Bulls fan. If I'm the smartest guy in the room, then there's a problem. That's literally the opposite of AK's mentality. So those days are done, man. The AK days, probably the worst days in Chicago Bulls history, man. I mean, I know we've had worse years. I know the meathead years with Jim Boylan were worse. But my goodness, nobody was worse than AK. And that includes Gar Forman. Nobody was worse than AK. AK was a literal terrorist. And why did he do this to the Bulls? I think you offered up a great reason as to why, if you want to share that.
Oh, yeah. He was still mad that MJ and the Dream Team spanked his ass in the Olympics. And he was the double agent to bring the Bulls organization down.
That's it.
I'm telling you, this motherfucker was a true villain.
Yeah.
He would just stand in front of the Jordan statue like, look at your hero. He can't save you now. Like, the dude was a straight terrorist to the Bulls organization.
And then after all of that terrorism that took place, what does Adam Silver reward him with? Commissioner of NBA Europe. Make it make sense, man. Wow. Just make it make sense.
It's not our problem anymore.
Exactly.
Let him. I mean, I'm sure he'll do a better job over in Europe where he's with his countrymen.
Yeah, with his countrymen, and hopefully he won't be, getting out the terrorist bazookas out. So, we're just so glad that time frame is done. It's all gone. The Billy Bubblegum days are done. Now we've got BG leading the way. We've got a new head coach in Tiago Splitter, who really impressed me, even though we didn't win either game with him as head coach. Doesn't matter, right? It's summer league. He was playing Dailyn Swain at point guard. He's certainly not a point guard. Jalen Sellers was trying to play hero ball in the first game. If they had continued to go to Caleb, we would have won that game. Caleb would have probably scored 45 points. If Caleb had made his free throws, he would have had 50 points. But it is what it is. It's the wins and losses don't matter. We were 1-4. It doesn't matter. We'll probably start off the season a little slow. We probably won't have a very good record going to the All-Star break. But what we want to see is, taking those steps, baby steps, throughout the season. I would look at it quarter by quarter, If after the All-Star break we start improving, getting more wins along the way, and maybe not getting a play in, but sneaking in between the 34 to 38 win range. I consider that a success, honestly, considering how young we are. I consider that a success. What say you?
Yeah, definitely. Like BG, unlike his predecessor, came out and said, you got to be patient. We're starting from ground zero. So
that's right.
We have to build this thing up the right way. And it's not we're trying to stay competitive and reaching the play in and just that monotone bullshit that you got from AK. It's like you just knew he didn't understand what was going on. He was just trying to, get Jerry a playing bonus for a home game, that revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 34 wins, 35 wins. If you're relying on Modest and Caleb and Josh Giddey to get you these wins, and your fringe play-in, maybe you make the play-in, sneak in, who knows? You just want to be above that relegation zone and not be the bottom three in the league. That's really all that matters at this point.
Agreed. And we won 31 games last year. So even if we win the lesser of that range in 34, it's still 3 games better than the previous season. So it's going to be a long process. It's going to take time. BG said it himself. If I were to tell you that we were going to make the finals, but it was going to take us 6 years and we didn't make the playoffs in any of those years, how would you feel about that? Well, honestly, I would feel fine. It's 6 finals, after all the years that we've waited, 28 years at this point. By then it'll be 36 years. Yeah, sure, 34 years. But what I'm saying is we're going to be methodical. We're going to make the right moves and build the team, build the nucleus. 6 years from now, let me think about this. 6 years from now, Caleb Wilson will be 25. Modest Buzelis will be 27. Josh Giddey will be 29. All 3 of them will be getting right into their primes.
Yep.
To me, that's your nucleus. Norman Powell won't be around by then. Nick Claxton more than likely won't be around by then. So that's really your nucleus right there. You can find size in the draft. You can find size in free agency, with additional centers, power forwards. Leonard Miller, for that matter, he could even be a part of that from a lower end level, coming off the bench. He's also in that age range. Dailyn Swain, can't forget about him. He could be a part of that nucleus as well. So I definitely like the trio. I think Josh Giddey, and you alluded to this last time, Josh Giddey fits this team so much better than he did the previous team. Matter of fact, I think he's the perfect point guard for this team. So very unselfish, wants to make his teammates better. And with the team that he's going to have around him, he could average 10 assists a game. I could easily see that happening. His points might go down a little bit, but that's fine. It's going to be a very fun team to watch. You're going to see a lot of run and gun, a lot of blocks on the fast break, a lot of dimes from Giddey to Modest and Wilson on the break, and Norman Powell at the 3-point line from behind. And it's going to be a run and gun team. Defensively on the half court, I could see us struggling, especially at first. We'll probably lose a lot of close games because it's going to take a while to find that closer. But as long as we progress, and the progression is done by our nucleus and not players like Isaac Okoro or God forbid Patrick Williams. Like, just wouldn't that be some shit if Patrick Williams has a year where he just becomes a 15 points a game? It won't happen. He probably won't even play. But what I'm saying is, we don't. As long as the progression is from our nucleus, that's a great thing. That's a positive thing.
They're saying Patrick's been looking pretty good in these summer workouts.
But that's the thing. He always has looked good, and that's what sold him to AK. Like, I'll be honest. When I first heard about, because I was really all about Tyrese Halliburton. Man, this is our guy. We've got to get Halliburton. But then when I started seeing the videos, I'm like, okay, I guess Patrick, like, he wasn't even a starter at Florida State, but he looks good in these videos at least.
Yeah, everybody looks good in the open gym.
Yeah.
Nobody's guarding them.
Just remember, Kwame Brown was drafted over Pau Gasol because he had a better workout and he looked better in the videos. Just remember, Kwame Brown's always the guy that I pick on. That's why he wasn't picked. That's why he was picked number 1 and Pau Gasol was not. So,
Oh, man, not Kwame Brown.
yeah, not Kwame Brown.
But yeah, I mean, I'll still saying all of this, and summer league. But Caleb, man, like,
well, if
the
you
7 of 11, the 35 points came against a Grizzlies team that had mostly NBA level players playing for them.
yes, they had no business having Cedric Coward. What was he doing out there? But I want to pull up something real quick. I just found it. So statistically, okay, without a doubt, not only did he play more games, but he had by far the best stats. Okay, so I'll start. AJ DeBonsa, yeah, he had 25 points. He averaged 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, but he had shot the ball less than 40%, right? Darren Peterson, number 2 pick, 20 points, 3 rebounds. They don't even mention his assists because he probably had none. And shot the ball, 30% field goal, 30% in summer league, okay? Darren Peterson, number 2 pick. Cameron Boozer, who, by the way, Caleb Wilson said is one of the very few draft picks, rookies, that he has any type of respect for. 20.7 rebounds, 52%. Very respectable, definitely the second best after Caleb Wilson, who averaged 23.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 50% field goal, 40% three-point field goal percentage. We won't go into his free throws. But by far and away, he had the best summer league. And he was doing that because he was playing with a chip on his shoulder. He wanted to prove to everybody, you guys made a big mistake. I should have been number 1. But you know what? I'm glad I'm not, and I'm glad I'm a Bull. And you couldn't ask for anything more than that as a Bulls fan.
Yeah. Speaking of him, I'm saying that Cameron Boozer was like one of the few out of the draft class that he actually respects. And then, his answer to AJ and Peterson missing the game against him, he's like, I'm different from them.
Yeah.
I love this shit. I mean, I can't say that they don't, but
right.
This is what I do. Like, I'm not going to sit. If I'm healthy, I'm playing. There's people around the world that came to see me play.
And who said that? Who went by that mentality?
The GOAT.
Yeah, that's right. The GOAT. So that's what separates him. That mentality. That's what separates him from the others.
I mean, he pretty much said, yeah, y'all stop ducking me, grow some balls, and lace some shoes up.
I love it. Because guess what? LeBron James, LaFlop, Mr. LaRun, his run with the NBA is almost over. And that whole load management bullshit is what he started. All right? But guess what? Get the hell out of the league finally. Caleb Wilson's going to come in and he's going to change the culture, not of the Bulls, not only the Bulls, but the NBA. Because he's already the buzz of the NBA. People are going to look at him and say, you know what? So I can be on the same level as him. I've got to have that same mentality. So I think this load management thing, he's going to have a big impact because I feel like that's been a big, big problem with the NBA. And it's not only been LeBron. It's been, of course, so many others. But I feel like he was the first one that really started that.
Yeah, I feel like Wemby's already kind of started to bring it back to how it should be with competitive.
You know what? I've got to give it to Wemby. You're right. Wemby has already started that. Caleb's kind of, just putting some amplification on that. How about that?
Yeah, he's the next step.
No, I love Wemby. I just hated the way he ended his season and was pouting and saying, I can't believe I have 100 more games before I make the finals again. That was just, and then walking off the court pouting like he was Isaiah Thomas, Didn't like that, but I will give it to Wemby. He's got that mentality too. He's got that MJ killer instinct mentality, the same like Caleb. So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Caleb and Wemby. That's going to be a major rivalry. We might see some finals appearances between them. I could see it. I see it. So definitely a lot of things to be excited about.
Yeah, man. No, as you just pulled up the stats from Summer League for the top 4 of the draft class. We got to talk about this Bleacher Report article where they project the top 30 NBA players in the 2030 season. Listing Cameron Boozer at number 8, Darren Peterson at 11, AJ DeBanza at 12, and they have Caleb Wilson at 29.
And you know what, man? As a Bulls fan and knowing how Caleb Wilson sees these things and he takes those things personally, I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm serious. He's going to be proving them wrong.
I was like, somebody please show this shit to Caleb because he's going to take it personal.
He's going to take it very personal. Matter of fact, he might have that screenshot on his phone. You know what he looks at every day. It's a picture of him, the last game where they lost to Duke in the ACC tournament, and he was there with his broken hand. And that's his motivation. Like, I never want to deal with that again. I never want to feel that again. So what I'm saying is hopefully he saves that screenshot, makes that his other screenshot, his other screensaver. And, number 29. Okay. You think Boozer's going to be better than me? AJ, Darren? Okay. That's cool. Thank you. And then he's just going to prove him wrong. And I love it. I couldn't be more excited. I'm glad because it just fuels his fire even more so.
Man, that damn list is crazy as hell.
It is.
They only put Caleb above Paolo Banchero. Paolo was number 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So, like, really?
Yeah.
Like, why are the other 4 so high up? And you just throw Caleb at the bottom when they were all pretty much supposed to be the same level. And the only knock on Caleb was his 3-point shooting, which he showed. He can shoot threes.
I would like to know when that article – I know it came out earlier this week, but when was it actually written? Like, was it written before Summer League? It had to have been.
I would guess so. I mean,
yes, it had to have been.
It's no way you could have watched him in Summer League and thought, the other 3 are way better than him.
Right.
And AJ DeBanza shot 9% from 3.
He did.
Yeah, it's Summer League.
That's right. He shot 9%. So Caleb Wilson might have shot 17% from the free throw line, but AJ shot 9% from 3. But I'm going to tell you that free throw percentage, that whole free throw thing, that is warped. It's warped because that shoot one free throw to get 2 points is a joke, and it's not reality. That's not what the NBA is, and it's kind of a mental thing too. Puts more pressure on that free throw.
Yep, puts more pressure on it. You don't get a rhythm. You're like, you may miss one, hit the other one.
Yeah.
But if you're just taking one, that does construe the free throw percentage. Adam Silver, that shit does not work. Keep that out of the NBA.
Keep it out.
Project
Keep it out of the NBA.
Over and failed.
That's right. Keep it out of the NBA. Don't bring it back in the Summer League. You want to keep it in the G League? I don't know. Is that something they do in the G League, or was that just something they're doing in the Summer League?
I think it's something they might do in the G League.
I'll have to ask Terry Slaw. Hey, Terry, are you on with us? Terry Slaw might know.
So I believe they were testing it out in the Summer League to see if they should implement it into the NBA. And I think everybody's like, hell no.
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing. That's it's cool that they experimented with it, but it's not going to happen. So just remember, Caleb Wilson's not a bad free throw shooter, okay? He shot 73% from the free throw line in his 22 games at UNC. So
still an area he can improve on.
Yes, definitely, and he will improve.
Yeah.
He will improve. Trust me, this guy was putting up 2,000 shots a day, right, before Summer League. And I can guarantee you that probably half of those shots are probably from the free throw line.
The LMS said weird free throw shooting started in the G League.
It started in the G League. Okay, it is so dumb. We definitely agree with you on that.
100%.
It's very dumb.
But still, I mean, you can tell how Caleb shoots the ball, especially how he was knocking down threes. Finished averaging 43% from 3.
That's right.
You can tell he'll be able to improve those free throws.
He will.
There's videos of him working with lethal shooter, and then
Oh.
see him coming out just that 7 for 11 game, and he proved like he can shoot.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you hit the nail on the head when you said the Bulls need to acquire him as the next shooting coach. So, Michael Reinsdorf, Bryson Graham, respectfully, if you're watching this, please give lethal shooter a call. Please. Caleb Wilson will vouch for us on that.
Definitely. I mean, we just got to get a shooting coach.
Yeah.
Lethal shooter. He's
Yeah.
already worked with Caleb. A lot of NBA talent he's worked with.
Have you seen his videos, Lethal Shooter?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was one, he was probably like 35 feet away from the hoop. And the first one hit the rim, like it went in, it's like bounced off the rim and boom. And he said, that wasn't a good shot, but the next one is going to be nothing but net. And he turned around, swish. Literally just as it was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was just like too much rim.
Too much rim. That's what he said. Too much rim. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that would probably help a lot of the guys we have on this team with their free throw percentage.
Yeah. I understand it now. Okay.
But yeah, so we've been talking about Caleb and his summer league performance and the attention that it's been getting. I think one of the reporters on, I think it was the Score, asked like, is Modest going to be taking a back seat to Caleb, and is Caleb going to be the face of the franchise now? And Modest replied to it and said, "It's a team sport. We're all going to shine."
Yeah.
And Caleb also responded to it and said, "One goal is like, yo, what do you mean? Like, we're a team. We get through this together." And you love to see that already. Like, they're going to be a great wing combination.
Definitely. And what's great about it is Modest is very humble. Caleb's humble too, to a degree, but Caleb Wilson is an alpha dog. He is an alpha. And Modest is okay with that. I'm sure Modest is okay with that. Modest needs something like that. To me, Modest is not that they play the same. Modest is your Scottie Pippen, okay, where Caleb is your Michael Jordan. And that's a great duo. Because I'll tell you, Caleb Wilson will bring out the best in Modest. He will. He will bring out the best in everybody, but I think particularly Modest, I could see them really bonding very well through the years.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of the most versatile forward pairings in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
They're both got that ability on defense to where you better keep your head on the swivel, because one of them is going to be flying to swat your shot into the stands.
Yeah.
They're both versatile scorers. Hopefully now Modest can open up his mid-range game now that Bubblegum Billy is not on his roster. We'll
right.
see how Tiago wants to implement his offense and go from there with that. But yeah, they're going to be a great combination.
Definitely. And as we said, Josh Giddey, he's going to be that facilitator, the exact guy that they need to get them the shots where they need them. So, going to see a lot of alley-oops. So,
yeah, man. I mean, it's just going to suck that you're not going to hear "shot slamma jamma" while this is going on. So we got to touch on this article that was in Chicago Sun-Times about who could be. I'm just want to say who could be the next Bulls commentator, because I think they used the phrase or Stacey King's replacement. There's no replacing Stacey King.
There is no replacement for Stacey King. Stacey King is irreplaceable.
Yeah, but they gave 5 names. I know 2 of them were Kendall Gill and Will Perdue,
Scott Williams,
Robbie Hummel, and it was a female.
Sarah Kustok, who's actually the voice of the Brooklyn Nets. She used to be on Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. She was a sideline reporter, so she's very much in tune with the Bulls. You got Will Perdue, former Bull, Scott Williams, former Bull, Kendall Gill, played one season with the Bulls, but has been a part of their commentating team with Mark Shanowski. He was there with Mark Shanowski, Norm Van Leer, and Stacey King when he first got his start 20 years ago. So Kendall Gill's been around the block. I think he's got a good relationship with fans. Fans like hearing that familiar voice. I don't think Kendall Gill would be a bad option, but Robbie Hummel seems to be the favorite among fans, like the guy that fans want the most. And I guess he's built a great reputation in the games that he's called in the NCAA and then also the NBA on NBC. But what's your take on Robbie Hummel?
I really don't remember much of Robbie calling any games. I think he stood in for Adam once, and I think he did fine filling in for Adam. I don't know. I really don't know. What's your take on it?
My take is this. There should be the main person who should be signing off on this is Adam Amin. Who does Adam Amin want to call games with? My choice would be someone who's not on the list. Well, among the list, if I were to choose between the five, if I had to choose, it would be Kendall Gill. But I really like Joakim Noah. We've talked about that. I like Taj Gibson, although he's still playing for Memphis, which, by the way, he's going to be playing with Cameron Boozer. And obviously, Bulls Nation knows very well he played with Cameron's dad, Carlos Boozer. So,
Taj.
yeah, grab it, Taj. So, the guy's been around the block for a long time. I'm glad to see that he's still playing. Another guy that I really like, he's been calling games on the NBA on NBC too, and that's Jamal Crawford. I like Jamal Crawford a lot. I was a huge fan of him. Jay Crossover when he played for the Bulls. Very upset when he got traded. So I would like Jamal Crawford. I would like Joakim Noah. And then Kendall Gill would probably be my third option.
Okay. Crawford would be a good choice.
Yeah. I like him. When he's on the air with Reggie Miller, he is so much better at calling games than Reggie. It's not even close. Reggie, well, I'm not going to say anything, but
Reggie sucks. I'll say it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can say it for me. Thank you. Not a big fan of Reggie. Never have been, never will be.
Yeah. Like I said, there's just no replacing Stacey, and he would have been going crazy for the Caleb Duncan Summer League. I know a lot of people heard him in their heads like we did, and if you didn't, you're about to.
Oh, good. Please play that role. Please.
By Matt Cleveland. Wilson. Oh my goodness! Get up or get out the way! Woo! He put him on the poster. Where's my poster machine? Does anybody know how to post videos to Facebook? Oh Lord!
The poster.
Sure, I love it. Oh, that was great. That was great, DB. Really good tribute there.
Yeah, I mean, that was our guy, man. Always trying to find different ways to pay homage to Stacey. So on the intros, on the outro.
That's right.
And I'm still thinking, what else can we do on this show to show some homage to Stacey? And I came up with something.
Okay.
Give me the hot sauce! Give me the hot sauce, Bob!
That's right. This is the first of the Give Me the Hot Sauce hot takes.
Oh!
So, whenever,
okay, this is a surprise.
whenever there's a hot take on this show, we're going to play that. It could come from us. It could come from the viewers. So if you leave a comment that's a hot take, we might just use that for it. So I'm going to kick this one off.
Oh,
And I need everybody to listen to this. When it's all said and done, Caleb Wilson will be the second greatest Chicago Bull in history, only behind Michael Jordan.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to see the number 8 hanging in the rafters between the number 10 and between the number 4 and the number 10.
Yes, Caleb Wilson will be the last Bulls player to wear number 8.
Oh man! Wow!
When it's all said and done,
wow!
Barring any major injury, yeah, that's the talent that he possesses.
Okay. Well, oh man, I'm going to give you a hot take. I'm going to give Bulls Nation a hot take, and you probably won't agree with this because I've already mentioned it over text. Caleb Wilson will be the starting power forward in the All-Star game. He's going to get voted in. That's how much people love this guy. People are tired of People are tired of voting for LeBron. People are tired of voting for Giannis. It's Caleb Wilson's turn, baby.
Dude, I hope you're right. But isn't like the All-Star voting just kind of like positionless now?
It is positionless. You're right. It is. Actually, last year it was completely positionless. So I know we're going up against who? Jalen Brunson. Jaylen Brown.
Well, Brunson's not forward.
Well, I know, but since it's positionless.
Oh, yeah, there's spots in there. Yeah.
Brunson,
Tatum,
I could see him over Tatum, especially if Boston struggles. Fans get excited about new talent, I mean, this is on the level of Derrick Rose. This is on the level of Grant Hill, Shaquille O'Neal. You just go back in time. And this is on that level. And it's in the best draft class that we've had since 2003. Before that was 96. Before that was 84. This is right up there with those draft classes. So that's my hot take. Will it happen? Only time will tell. But as Bulls Nation, the only way we can make that happen, or we got to make it happen, right? We have to go in and vote daily, multiple times from multiple accounts.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a Bulls starter since Derrick Rose in the All-Star game.
DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, they were both reserves, right? They were not voted in, or was DeMar DeRozan voted in?
They were reserves.
They were reserves. Jimmy Butler, did we ever vote him in as a starter?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to ask my good friend ChatGPT.
I know he played, a couple All-Star games?
Yeah.
One with Noah. I would say he's a reserve, though.
I think you're probably right. The last Chicago Bulls player to be voted as an NBA All-Star starter was, in 2022, DeMar DeRozan.
I don't remember him being a starter.
I don't remember him being a starter either. But here are the most recent Bulls All-Star starters. 2022, DeMar DeRozan. 2017, Jimmy Butler. 2015, Pau Gasol. And 2011 and 2012, Derrick Rose. That's according to ChatGPT, but Chat's not always right, especially with the edits and the picks that we have them do for us.
Yeah. I don't know. I could be remembering that wrong, but either way, your next Bulls All-Star starter, whoever is this season or further down the line, it's going to be Caleb Wilson.
Yes. That we can definitely agree with, whether if it's the year of 2027 or 28 or 29.
Could be 2030, top 30.
Yeah.
So, Bleacher Report.
I just went to Google, and Google is saying the same thing. He was the starter for 2022. So I think that's it. But still, it's been 4 years. We're long overdue. And Caleb Wilson will be that next guy. That's for sure. That's not a hot take. He's going to be the next All-Star, whether if it's 27, 28, 29. And So we can go back to that top 30 list. What's your prediction? You know, Bleacher Report saying 29. What is your prediction? Where do you have him at in 2030?
2030. Top 10.
You're not going to give a number?
Top 10.
How about number 8?
Where Kevin Boozer is. Hey, top 10. I mean, what you got? Luka, Wemby.
Yeah, Wemby was ranked number 1. I definitely remember that. I think Luka was number 2.
Okay. Who else are we putting in that category in 2030? In what, 4 years from now?
Yeah. I just want to reference this real quick. I'll tell you, man, I hate browsing websites now. You got to go through so many different ads and click on so many X's. But then if you click it wrong, it takes you to that ad.
Yeah.
It's awful. I mean, dude, I can't look at that. They just put me on that. I can't. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Victor. Number 2, Luka. Number 3, SGA. By then, he's going to be 32 years old.
Mm.
Number 4, Jokic, who's going to be 35 years old. Now, see, I have a feeling since Jokic is not very athletic, I don't know if he's going to be a top 5 player in 2030.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Anthony Edwards, number 5.
Yeah, okay.
Number 6, Cooper Flagg. I find that very interesting because I see Caleb Wilson as being on that same echelon as Cooper Flagg. If Cooper Flagg is number 6, ranked number 6, Caleb Wilson could very well be as well. Cade Cunningham, 7. Cameron Boozer, 8, as you alluded to. Tyrese Maxey, 9. He'll be 29 by then. And 10, LaMelo Ball. Like that? Come on.
Yeah, I'm saying top 10.
Number 10, LaMelo Ball. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go top 5. I'm gonna go top 5. I'm reaching high for this guy. Top 5.
All right. I mean, that's pretty much another give me an hot sauce hot take. But
Yeah.
hey,
I'm all about the heat.
I mean, hey, we're excited about Caleb Wilson and what it seems like this Bulls team could be turning around from the last 20 to 30 years that we've gone through. So
Yeah.
you can't blame us for starting the hype train for Caleb. Benny Haleson, president of Caleb Wilson Fan Club. Well, vice presidents are right here.
That's right. That's right. And I'll tell you, haven't been this hype about the Chicago Bulls at all since that 2011-2012 season. I'll be honest with you. Even more so, I feel even better now than I did in that 21-22 year where we led the NBA. Well, we were number 1 in the East going into the All-Star break. We had a lot of amazing DeMar DeRozan performances. But, he was in his 30s then. That wasn't sustainable. Even if we were to win, it wasn't going to be long-term, right? This is long-term. This is 15 years potentially that we're looking at, right?
Yep.
So having said that, I have not been this hype of being a Bulls fan since the first 45 minutes of Game 1 of the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals versus the Sixers. I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, gotta agree with you there.
Yeah.
It's just, we're trusting in BG to put the piece around Caleb and Modest and whoever they decide is part of this core, and they're the winner.
That's it. It's been quiet tonight, man. Not many questions. I think because we're in a different time than we normally are. We normally do Thursday. I had to do Sunday. We had to postpone the Thursday night show because of that horrible game versus the Lakers, which thankfully Prime couldn't open for me, so I'm actually glad I missed out on that one. That wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been entertained at all.
Man. Usually, it's more traffic during the week. Weekend people enjoying themselves. World Cup just ended.
Yeah.
Sure, fans of Spain are partying with some tequila and things of that nature.
Oh, yeah. The family's going crazy downstairs. You would think they were pulling for Spain the whole time, but they weren't at all.
Oh, good, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to do it for us today. But Bulls Nation, be happy. We've got our guy, Caleb Wilson. And until the next time, drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.